Next, we're in Ann Arbor, Michigan for a plea hearing. 62-year-old Randall Hissler has been charged with assault on an officer. 4 months earlier, Hissler was on parole for breaking and entering when parole officer Shalimar Howard arrived to check on Hissler's roommate, who was also on parole. That's when Hissler allegedly assaulted the officer.
Recall number 12, People versus Randall Hissler.
Today, Hissler appears remotely before Judge Patrick Conlin to plead guilty.
Based on the information in the pre-sentence report, I do find that the sentencing guideline range 7 to 23 months is appropriate and supported by what's in the record. Now let's go back to you, Ms. Blanche. Do we have a victim impact statement?
Yes, Your Honor. Agent Howard is here, and she'd like to make a statement to the court.
After 20 years working for the Michigan Department of Corrections as a parole and probation officer, this is the first time that I've ever had a supervised individual physically attack me. He came at me quickly. I gave Mr. Hissler multiple verbal commands to stop and back up, but he continued to push and pin me between the door and his person in attempts to escape. I was forced to draw my weapon. When Mr. Hissler attacked, he put me in jeopardy of not being able to go home to my family. This is why I felt it was important to speak out.
Mr. Hissler, is there anything you wish to say before I impose sentence?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Wish I could take a polygraph test to prove I'm guilty. I'm not guilty.
Okay. You pled guilty, though, correct?
No, I pled guilty, but if I were to take a polygraph test, I would pass in true colors, and she won't. She's lying. But go ahead, sir. Go ahead and do what you gotta do. I'm sorry. She's wrong.
It seems that although he's pled guilty, Hissler is now claiming he's innocent.
I'm gonna just take a second here to think about this. I'll be right back.
With Judge Conlin out of the room, the defendant makes another comment, this time directly toward Shalimar.
Liar.
Mr. Hissler, while we are off the record, I strongly recommend that you discontinue from the conversation that you're having with the court on this nature. It's not helpful right now, so just relax. But it's not the path to go. No, Mr. Hissler, take my advice with a grain of salt, but take a break, wait for the judge to get back on the record, okay?
After a few minutes, the judge returns.
We have gone through basically in the entire sentencing protocol all the way through to the defendant's statement to the court, wherein the defendant basically said that the victim is lying. So at this time, I cannot turn a blind eye or a deaf ear to this. So I am going to reject the plea at this time, and I'm setting this for pretrial next week, and we will see what happens.
Prosecutor Jessica Blanche immediately challenges the decision.
Well, Judge, why, just because he's saying the victim's lying? It sounds like after the PSI, he has buyer's remorse. The fact that Mr. Hissler doesn't want to take any accountability, and now here he is saying that it's the victim's fault. I'm asking you to sentence the defendant.
I mean, I guess in my mind, this feels to me a lot like this defendant is seeking some way to cloud this matter for appeal. But I am not convinced, Ms. Blanche, that perhaps a trial in this matter isn't a more clean way to achieve whatever is being achieved. Likewise, if I reject the plea, you're free to appeal that as well. So
Okay.
what I can do is this. I can adjourn the sentence 1 week, and we'll be back here next week to consider this. But, you know, obviously everybody has the right to appeal me if they don't like what happens. So, okay? So we'll be back here next week.
A week later, Hissler accepted responsibility and decided to move forward with his guilty plea. Judge Conlin accepted the plea and sentenced Hissler to 12 months in jail. He'll have no chance for early release. Thanks for being a fan of CourtCam. Subscribe to A&E to never miss a new video and catch full episodes on aetv.com.